Wind. Crazy wind. A few minutes ago there was some hail. I don't know if that's going to come back or not. Wow. So cool. Festive Lughnassad. This is the day in the almanac or the Celtic calendar when autumn first appears, and we celebrate the turning of summer toward autumn with the first fruits of the harvest. And as always, she loves a fire in her honor, and she likes to drink. Hail and blessed be. Good morning. So it's August 2nd, the second day of Lughnassad, which I typically celebrate pagan holidays for like 3 days. I think that's usually kind of par for the course. You know, there's like the official, but there's sort of the energy around it that lingers, and this is, you know, like you can feel that it's still clearly summer, you know, but that the nuances of autumn are sort of, you know, they're weaving themselves into the woof and warp of the tapestry of our seasons and our lives. And so I thought I would show you a little bit more of the garden. As you can see, those are my cabbages, and broccoli here, and there's a sprout coming up there, and on the other side some carrots, and then there's more carrots here that sort of have overtaken my spinach, and my spinach is not thriving. I really don't know why. Let's see. You can see it's just sort of barely hanging in there. I don't know if it got pommeled with the rain. There's jasper. I've got something growing over under the tree that I believe might be either squash or pumpkin. And you can see how well my green beans are doing. Larry's tomatoes, I don't know, they're a little stagnant. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I moved them over here to get more morning sun. Oops. But they may not be getting enough morning sun. I might move them to the front porch. So Jasper's helping me with my video. And as you can see, my gladiolas haven't blossomed, but these, I've got some new flower. Whoops, I keep slipping. Some new flowers here. But I only saw, I saw a honeybee one day. I was so excited. But yeah, I might need to like repot these or put them over in the garden over here. Once they might do better. I want to show you the pumpkin garden. Let's see. Here's Miss Honeybee, but Honeybee is now officially a member of my family. You want to go inside, Jumper? He wants to go in, I think, because the family that adopted her is having trouble keeping her because they have to move, or they found a property that won't accept kitties. Also, the mother, God bless her heart, like she wanted to let the kids have a cat, but she's got a serious phobia, and so they were just going to take her back to the shelter, and I said, oh hell no, don't do that. She's already been coming in my house and bonding with Jasper, So they're kind of working out their power struggles, but I mean, look at her. She's totes comfortable here. She gets lots of good food to eat. You know, it's a lot. We would never have gone looking for a third cat, but, well, you know, the universe sometimes does things. Oh, yeah, nice. So let's go take a look over here at the pumpkin garden. There's a whole bunch of ground cover, and I don't know what that is. I'm not sure if it's something that I planted or not, because I put a bunch of wildflower seed down. You can see these, but they're taking a really long time to grow. I don't know. This is all learning for me. Now this, I am not positive if that, I should get that app on my phone that tells me. I know I planted watermelon seeds, pumpkin seeds, and squash. And I know that these big leaves are pumpkin. And I've had like really good luck. See, I got some nice big flowers over here. I've had really good luck with pumpkin and some luck with squash as well. So I'm really hoping that that we get an abundance. I would love it if this were watermelon, because I've tried growing cantaloupe and watermelon, and you have to plant them early. They take a long time to start, and then we get early freezes. So we also get late snows, so planting early I typically haven't done, but I tried it this year even while it was still snowing. I put some watermelon seed out, so I'll see if this is either squash or watermelon. I'm hoping it's watermelon. We'll see. You can get an idea. Actually, it looks like so it's kind of brambly over there. Like, those are my least favorite bushes. If I owned this place, I would have landscape people come out and yank these big bushes, because they also smell. I don't like the way they smell. Let me get it out of the grass. It's itchy. Yeah, I would have, and this bush, it's real like thorny, thistly. I would just have all that yanked, and I would just do what I'm doing, terrace, and make some real pretty xeriscape, but also a few little terraced gardens. Like I said, I've been just topsoiling this area. It's sort of an idea the size. There's Miss Evita. Hi, Evita. So she has a new name. It's Evita. Evita, want to say hi to the camera? Want to say hi? Evita, sweetheart, pretty girl. She sees something in the tree, probably a squirrel. Hi, baby. Hi. Aw. Hello. Hello. She's the good girl. She's beautiful. So yeah, that is our pumpkin vine. Planting vines in the desert. You have to add stuff in. Kind of like our lives. Sometimes we come from desert terrain. Our emotional lives, our inner child was not seen, was not cherished, and that's really all that anybody wants, is to be the apple of somebody's eye, our caregiver's eye. And finding little shoes. We played out yesterday, the neighbors and I played out with water. But anyway, planting vines in the desert. My cat is writing a book based on my let me pause. Okay, so yeah, I saw a neighbor, but I wanted to chat without like putting him on the phone. Look at this pretty girl. She is so beautiful. She's been overhandled, and that's what her papers say. Um, so she's not super affectionate, but that's okay. Maybe in time. That happened with my older cat, Mao, the other black cat. He was kind of traumatized. I mean, I think trauma-informed patients come to me in the form of cats. So what was I talking about? We all want to be seen. So planting vines in the desert, yeah. We have to sometimes like break up the soil if you've got hard-packed soil, or if there's nothing, you just bring it in. And so what is that? That's kind of the question that I'm dealing with. Like, what is the topsoil that I'm bringing? And, I think a lot of that comes from recognizing the trauma first. That's a very rich component of good soil, is recognizing that you're hurt, and your hurt is legitimate, and it's okay. You're not a whiny bitch. You're not a snowflake. You're not making excuses. You're honestly hurt. And there's a way to deal with wounds. And one of the things, that we know in medicine is that you clean your wound. You notice it, you attend to it, you stop the bleeding first, and then you clean it, and then you suture it and bandage it, and you make sure you keep it clean. So if there's an environment that is toxic, you may not want to expose yourself. And I'm not telling anybody what to do. But some of us have to like clear space between ourselves and toxic individuals, family members, workplaces. Workplaces can be very traumatizing. You can be extremely traumatized by a workplace. So recognizing, treating, cleaning, and protecting the wound. But, you also have to work around it. Like, you have to continue to move and exercise, because you want, blood flow and lymph, carrying immune cells to reach the area. So you want movement, right? You want to stimulate circulation and lymph, and, let that heal. So you have to be a participant in life. And there are different ways to do that. You can maybe journal. I think that's one of the best ways to address trauma, and try to be in the moment and in the present. So I'm also a big fan of somatic therapies, like obviously like yoga, anything movement oriented that you love, hiking, walking is a great one. And also one of the theories about walking is that because we tend to walk with, like, for instance, our right leg forward and left arm forward, and then contralaterally, right? So we do this contralateral thing, and that sort of causes neural impulses to cross the corpus callosum, the midbrain, or the huge tract of nerves that lines the separation between the left and right hemisphere. So so it's kind of like a really good somatic therapy just by itself, to walk, just and then while you're walking, thinking and processing. So those are all ways to create good topsoil, for our garden. So nurturing ourselves, it's more, and just keep keep adding it, keep healing, bring in new interests and new victories. I think new challenges in life, once you're ready to start doing those things, like going back to school and getting good grades in a class, retaking a class that you didn't do so well in before and mastering it, or taking on anything new and mastering it, or even just taking it the fuck on, that's a big piece of why I fiddle, is because it's kind of reclaiming a piece of my girlhood. So a lot of ways that we create topsoil, and I don't want to get too lengthy. I don't want this video to be too long, but I wanted to talk about how this all factors in with Lughnassad and the turning of autumn or summer into autumn, and how once we've created our topsoil, then it's time for seeds. And we the seeds are all the new things that we bring, all the new relationships that we foster, all the look, I'm obsessed with these clouds. They're so pretty. Look at that. It's such a good meditation, clouds, just how everything's constantly changing. But yeah, so, and that's part of the whole ecosystem of our self. The self is not just the individual, it's everything. It's everything that was input into our early childhood, our adolescent development, our adult experiences. I'm going to bring some more material into this conversation as I move along, because I'm reading Bessel van der Kolk's book, The Body Keeps the Score, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, having worked the topsoil in our lives and dared to create a new garden where before there was gravel or desert, and then having dared to plant seeds and having the patience to wait for them to grow, now what? So my garden, really all I do is, if it looks a little dry, I give it a little extra water, because it's actually got a good watering system over there. But basically, water and sunlight, water and sunlight. What are those in our lives? I think their presence, attention, mindfulness would be maybe a good word. Mindfulness and gratitude. I think those are the hardest things sometimes for me, to stay present and stay grateful, because it's just so easy for me to go down the depressive path. I'm kind of chemically tend to that, but there are ways that we can, that's a bi-directional relationship. Like, we can alter our brain chemistry to alter our thinking and behavior, but we can also alter our thinking and behavior to have an impact on our brain chemistry. So it's kind of really amazing, and I love the metaphor analogy of the garden. Hi, princess. She just touched me with her little body. Oh, I love watching her trauma resolve too, as she spends more time with us and she's not overhandled. Yeah, it's really nice to see her relaxing and becoming more confident. She's so beautiful. Look at that cat. Oh, she's gorgeous. So yeah, so we all want to be seen and valued. And that's a big part too of my garden, is that and that's, another aspect of gratitude and presence, is just observing it, observing how wonderful and miraculous it is, and watching it grow, paying attention if it's got something, if I need to use some soapy water on the leaves because it's got beetles or something, paying attention. That's Julia Cameron's phrase, and I love it. Paying attention. So, oh dear, she's going. Oh, I think she's going to her. Oh, I don't like it when she goes around. She goes around the front, and that makes me nervous because there's cars over there. But anyway, so Yeah, so I think mindfulness and gratitude are like really important at this time of year. Like, what have we at this time of year dedicated the year to? What are we growing? Is it a better relationship with your spouse, your offspring, your siblings? Are you building a new company? Have you started a new job? Are you writing a book? Are you writing a screenplay? Do you have some goals that you set? Fitness goals? This is the time of year to ask yourself, like, how much you can bring, how much attention and gratitude you can bring to that, and what do we need to do to make sure that we fulfill our goals for the rest of the year. I'm not like into, I think goals are important. I do. I'm not like into slamming goals, but I do think that they help us direct our energy focus. And then I really like to tie my actions and aspirations to the wheel of the year. So I love pagan holidays. I love being pagan. We celebrate all the time. So yeah, so what is it that we need to do now to keep our garden growing, you know? And that would be in all ways, like in our aspirations and goals, in our healing, which is probably the most important thing we do in our lives, and how do we bring that to community as well? So yeah. Hail and blessed be. Look how green. See, it's still so green. And that's part of it. You know, we're still in the greening. But be prepared. And one of the things that I've learned is that autumn can be like such a rich time of life. So don't fear. Embrace it all, here and now. This is my challenge today. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by. I love you all.